Yo, what's up everyone? Buzzy back here. Today, let's learn how to create a door that opens outwards. So first and foremost, let's actually go ahead and create our door model. Alright, so I have these two parts right here. I guess this is kind of like my hinge parts. Little top part. Let me just go ahead and change the color of them. And then now I'm going to go ahead and make the actual door part. Let's go ahead and change the door part so that it's a little see-through and change it so that it's glass, and then the color of it as well. Cool. Sweet, looks good. So just make sure that the two doors that are opening, they are not anchored, okay? So for the next step, what we actually want to do is create duplicates of our hinge parts. So the parts that are actually next to the doors. So we're going to go ahead and leave them off to the side for now and work on the hinges that are right next to our door. So for the first hinge part, what we want to do is actually just go ahead and rename that to hinge 1. And then of course the other two hinge 2. And then I'll be renaming the door to my left door 1, and then the door to my right door 2. Sweet. So you should have hinge 1, hinge 2, door 1, door 2. So inside of our first hinge, we're actually going to go ahead and change the transparency of it to 1. We don't want to see it. Cool. And then for our door 1 part, let's go ahead and add a weld constraint. So inside of the weld constraint properties, the part 0 is going to be the door 1, and the part 1 is going to be hinge 1. And we'll be doing the exact same thing for our hinge 2 and door 2. So for our door 2, let's go ahead and add a weld constraint again. Part 0 is door 2, and then part 1 is going to be the hinge 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually rescale my hinge parts so that the weld constraints are exactly, perpendicular or vertical. Cool, perfect, and that looks good. And then actually let's change the transparency of our hinge 2 part to 1 so we can't see it. Perfect, awesome. Okay, so with that said, go ahead and anchor our hinge parts if they are not already anchored. Cool, and then make sure our door parts are not anchored, okay? Cool. Now for our duplicate hinge parts, let's go ahead and move them back so that it looks a little something like that. One more thing, let's go ahead and add a part. This is going to be our detector part. So if a player touches this part, the door is going to open. So go ahead and group all of our parts together inside of a model. Perfect. Oh, so one more thing. So our detector part, let's actually rename it to detector. And perfect. That's what we should have for now inside of our model. So go ahead and add a script inside of our model. We have a few variables for our TweenService, the hinge parts 1 and 2, a debounce. Let's go ahead and set our tween information. So I'm going to set it so that it takes 0.5 seconds for the entire tween animation to play, the easing style to linear, the easing direction to out, and I don't want the tween information to repeat, so I'm going to go ahead and set that to false. Now let's go ahead and set the C-frames of our hinge 1 as well as the hinge 2 open and close. So for our open and close, we're going to go ahead and set it so that the X, Y, and Z coordinates, so the Y coordinates is going to open to -5 degrees and open to 95 degrees. So you see how I have two hinges, remember the two doors. Now I'm going to go ahead and set it. The close positions, so you see how my X, Y, and Z axis, I do math.red, and for these close positions, I want it to close, of course, back to the 0 degrees. So just back to where it originally was at. So now we're going to go ahead and create a function, a touched function, where anytime a player touches this detector part, then the tween animation is going to open for both of our doors. It's going to play, wait 2 seconds, and then the close animation of both of our doors is going to close. And that's it. So let's go ahead and test it out. So inside of our game, you'll see that if I walk towards the door or our detector part, our door opens. Pretty cool, right? So full scripted models will be posted on our website down below in the description. If you guys enjoyed this content, please give us a like and a subscribe. As always, have fun creating, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.